So I was thinking to use this electric server application which helps in active replication from my Postgres to my application directly. So it's very useful in building cache. So if I just go through it, then I can see that it already has a if I go, so I can see that it already has something like a Docker image which I can use to spin up the Elixir application of electric, which will help me in doing active replication. So if I just do instant local first and all these features, so it's like if I use the electric application and if I clear it, you can see that the latency is very low. And if I add it, you can see that the latency is also within two numbers, but normally this goes to 3 milliseconds. So if I just clear and then started to add, so we can see that 203 is like little bit slow, but not that much, but it's little bit like slow or something like that. But on the other hand, if I use their application or electric server, then what would happen is that it will be very fast because it's catching on the local first and then active replicating to the Postgres database server. So if I go further, you can see that this is their server application, this is our client, and this is our database. And this server side application or server side container is helping to active replicate between our client and our database. And it's very easy to do local writes, sync shape, live queries, access rules, and all those cool stuffs. But so if I just go to the Docker Hub and uh, search for their application container image, so if I just go, so I can see that already I have their electric SQL image repo, and there are lots of tag, and I will just download the latest tag. So in my Docker, I have already downloaded the latest tag. So if I go back, so you can see that this is the electric SQL slash electric. So if I go, you can see that there are vulnerabilities. Here there is only two low vulnerabilities to exploit, and unfortunately they do not have a fix available yet. And then there are lots of vulnerabilities like one medium, one low, four low, three two, and lots of vulnerabilities here also. So normally it's not too much big deal, but still if you wanted to enhance the security, you have to re-architecture this application or re-architecture this whole image according to you so that all these vulnerabilities are gone. So this is little bit side of security perspective. So what I have done is made my own bash script in and made my own Docker file. So this is the Docker file that I made. So it will also rebuild their application but in a different way so that all the vulnerabilities are gone. So I will just not go through each and every line of this Docker file, just let you know that this is a Docker file which was made by me overwriting their Docker file of the repo maintainers. And I have also write a build script. What this build script will do is check on the latest version of the maintainer, and then if my repo is back or behind then the compatible with the original repo of the maintainers, it will update it. So this script is full of operating system commands and remote commands and all those fancy stuffs. I am using here lots of commands like github, docker commands, then I am using hub tool, then I am using SSH, and I'm also using the AWS CLI and all those stuffs just to automate. And after automating, if I just show both of the things, like if I show my one and their one, so I will just go to my profile, and there you can see that I have made my own version of their application. So if I just go inside, so and go to the tags, basically I have no they have a good overview what's happening and all those stuffs. but I don't need that overview, or if I want to, if I can also copy it, but I don't feel like. So here is the latest tag, and you can see that the latest version is 0.19.4, because if you see the digest, this one and this one is equivalent to this one and this one. So 0.9.4 is equivalent to the latest version, and then comes the 0.9, 0.9.3 and all those stuffs. So basically what I have done is started from 0.9.3, because when I started building this, 0.9.3 was available, and then 0.9.4 was pushed, and 0.9.4 was equivalent to the latest tag. So here you can see also the same thing, 0.9.3 and 0.9.4, and the latest version is equivalent to the 0.9.4. And if they push any new version here, then you will see that here also the new version gets pushed automatically because of my script. And the other thing you have to notice here is that my one is a newer version, like version 8, Linux ARM64 version 8, which is more modern for AWS Graviton 2 processors. But on the other hand, if you see, there are just only ARM64 and nothing more than that. So this image is like more modern, and on the other hand, it has no vulnerabilities. So if I go back and check my one instead of their one this time, then I will see that all are green. That's great, right? And if I just see the normal size is 39.87 megabyte. On the other hand, if I go to their one and see, then we will see that 129.97 megabyte. So you can just see how much smaller my image size is. So it's very drastic improvement, right? So if anyone is interested to use my one instead of theirs, so they can definitely use it, and I will be actively maintaining it for my own purpose. So this was all about the video, that how I managed to maintain a fan image of electric SQL for lighter version, better architecture versioning, and also smaller size, with no vulnerabilities. So you can definitely give a try. Already there are 55 pulls. Some fellow users already started pulling it, so I am very glad to see that. And on the other hand, this is the official one, but with a huge image size, and on the other hand also the architecture version is little bit behind. And it's not like that it will not work on AWS Graviton processors or any ARM architectures, but this one is super cool and super fast, like the version 8 architecture. So you should definitely go for a version 8 if it's available for AWS Graviton 2 processors or any ARM architectures you are using. And yeah, so this was the whole concept that I wanted to explain you in this video. Thanks for watching.